The World Economic Forum. What is it? WEF. The World Economic Forum, WEF, is a global institution with its headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. Each year, it hosts a meeting of individuals, political leaders, and business executives to address important topics that affect the world economy. Political, economic, social, and environmental issues are only a few of them. The World Economic Forum is most known for hosting its annual meeting at the Swiss ski town of Davos. Business and political figures from all around the world usually attend the event for a series of conversations on international concerns. This event's 50-year schedule was disturbed by the COVID-19 pandemic, but it was resumed in 2022. Learning about the World Economic Forum, WEF, members of the World Economic Forum, WEF, include some of the most well-known CEOs, diplomats, celebrities, media personalities, government officials, religious leaders, and union representatives from all over the world. The WEF membership is a cross-section of the global elite from the private and public sectors. History: the WEF was established in Geneva in 1971, and its goals are founded on the so-called stakeholder theory. According to the stakeholder theory, even if a private sector organization's goal is to increase profits for its shareholders, it is the organization's responsibility to recognize that the rest of society has an interest in the company's decisions. When making crucial decisions, stakeholders like employees, clients, the company services, and the local and global community must be taken into account. The WEF is supported by its own membership, which consists of business titans and everyday people. Additionally, a lot of famous people, journalists, and other interested parties are willing to pay expensive annual dues and meeting costs to participate. Developing countries in Africa, East Asia, and Latin America host regional gatherings, but the annual gathering in Davos, Switzerland, serves as the main gathering place for all participants. How the WEF acts: meetings of the WEF are thought to have an impact on business and public sector decision-making because they expose new topics, organizations, and trends to members and the general public for discussion. The WEF organization is now working on a number of initiatives to solve particular global issues, such as urban development, healthcare, and climate change. It collaborates with its global partners to effect change in these areas. The WEF also conducts research into topics of importance to its members, aids in directing public-private sector cooperation, and facilitates member communication. Although the World Economic Forum lacks the authority to decide anything, it may have a substantial amount of influence over commercial and governmental policies. Its annual summit serves the objective of routinely convening the top decision-makers from around the globe to talk about the most important issues facing the world today and determine the best course of action. Meeting of the World Economic Forum, WEF. The annual WEF meeting in Davos, Switzerland, typically draws about 2,500 attendees from over 100 different countries. Media outlets from all across the world report on the Davos gathering. Government officials have previously been able to discuss contentious political matters at Davos meetings, elevating the annual gathering to the status of a political and economic forum. WEF founder Klaus Schwab had a vision early on that the forum might help resolve international conflicts in addition to promoting its own best practices in corporate management. Engineer and economist Schwab is currently the WEF's executive chair. Newest gatherings: a virtual gathering took place in January 2021. Unsurprisingly, the pandemic received a lot of attention this year, with a particular focus on the supply chain's vulnerability as highlighted by the pandemic. 7. The Great Reset, themed annual in-person meeting that was scheduled to take place in Singapore in August of 2021 has been postponed. The conference was again convened in person in Davos in May 2022. Leaders debated the crisis in Ukraine, the effects of the conflict and the COVID-19 pandemic on the world economy, and the future of globalization at the 2022 forum. Climate change, health, technology, entrepreneur and business roles, and the future of labor were all topics of discussion. What risk does the World Economic Forum consider to be the most serious? The top 6 threats listed by the World Economic Forum Perception Survey are inaction on climate change, harsh weather, biodiversity loss, social cohesiveness erosion, livelihood issues, and infectious illnesses. Who are the WEF members? The World Economic Forum lists meeting delegates but does not publish a list of its members. For instance, the gathering in Davos in 2022 drew roughly 2,000 delegates. What is the agenda for the World Economic Forum? The World Economic Forum's agenda and activities are driven by 3 focus areas: conquering the 4th Industrial Revolution, resolving challenges with the global commons, and dealing with international security concerns. THANKSFORWATCHING